Debbie Wasserman Schultz got her ass handed to her in the debates yesterday. If you guys get a chance to go to miami.cbslocal.com, you could get a chance to look at the debate in its entirety. It was only an hour. And in that hour, I really believe Tim Canova really exposed why Debbie Wasserman Schultz did not want to debate. She is too vulnerable. She's too vulnerable to her record. She's too vulnerable to her disposition. She's too vulnerable to her, she has like this natural cantankerousness, if that's a word, that really betrays her. Now, in all fairness and all transparency, I think Tim Canova could have done better, but I think he did good enough to expose the fact that Debbie Wasserman Schultz, as a national figure, has failed the Democratic Party. And so why would we reward her with another opportunity to be in a leadership position when she has already failed? Not only has she failed on the national level, but she's failed on a local level. One of the things that bothered me the most about the debate is that they never got to the Payday lenders and her support of Payday lenders. In the 23rd District of Florida, there is a Payday lender on almost every damn corner, and each of those lenders charge almost like 300% for you to take a payday loan. And it puts you in a perpetual cycle of never being able to recover from this loan, right? So they take the most vulnerable people and they capitalize on them in the most perverted way. And this is endorsed and supported and championed by someone who's supposed to be leading the populist party, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. They didn't talk about that yesterday, so that was, but they did talk about the DNC leaks. And no sooner than they brought up the DNC leaks did she go straight to her red bait, her red scare tactics. Right. And she started blaming Russia and how unprecedented this is for the Russians to be involved, blah, 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 blah. The substance of the emails. We could talk about both. Let's talk about Russia getting involved in our politics. We should have a problem with it. Fine. But let's also talk about the substance, Debbie. And so she was able to avoid. I think Tim should have slammed her a little bit harder on that because she was getting around. She was skirming. She was squeamish and did not want to attack that issue head on because she was vulnerable to it. And so, ultimately, I think the debate was revealing. I think it reveals the problem of uncontested seats and people becoming comfortable with their political office because of loyalty. And I'm gonna be honest with you. One of the things I notice about the Democratic Party, it's probably the same with the Republican Party, is this mafia mentality, this familiar thing, this family, like you don't betray the family and you work your way up and you start at the bottom and you work your way up and this is my territory and don't you never cross into my territory and that's your territory over here and we're going to take you and we're going to place you over here and you can. This is the mentality of the Democrat of politics and of party politics, right? And so you never get people who are able to run against someone who is a bad politician because the mafia of the party protects them. And this is what we see with somebody like Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And I almost named some other names there in Florida, but I won't because I still kind of like them. And I'm not quite ready to pick a public fight with them. I will, but not yet, not tonight. But this is what happens when you have people sitting in seats for 20 years and do nothing for their community. And they do nothing because they're protected by a party. And because they're protected by a party, you have people who are able to get away with political murder, doing nothing for their constituents. But they're okay because the party is never going to run. It's the same mentality as the police. And I wanted to say this the other day, and I guess I had to wait till today. It's the same mentality as the police. We complain about police officers never standing up against the bad police officers. Well, when the hell will politicians stand up against the politicians who are doing nothing in their districts, who are doing nothing but raising money, doing nothing but doing photo ops, doing nothing but perpetually running for the next office, for the next position, and never taking care of the position that they have? And I guess if they start doing that, then there'll be nobody left.